So, dear participants, a very good afternoon to you all. I hope after doing lunch, all of you are right now highly energetic. And this is the third session and last session of the day. So, we already have learned a lot of things from Dr. Ramakrishnan, Mr. Sainathan, and this is the last lecture from Dr. Harish Dureja sir. So, before starting the lecture, let me introduce Dr. Harish Dureja sir. He will be speaking on the topic of artificial intelligence in healthcare. Let me just introduce to you with his very short bio. Dr. Harish Dureja studied Master in Pharmacy in Pharmaceutics from Punjab University, that is in Patiala, Punjab. He earned his PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences from Maharshi Dayananda University, Rohtak, and awarded with first class gold medal for best PhD. He has also been honored with the PDCR and AIC award. He is presently working as the head of Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences in Maharshi Dayananda University, Rohtak. He is also holding the position of director in the Center of IPR Studies, along with director also in the Professional Consultancy Service and convener in Institution Innovation Council at Maharshi Dayananda University, Rohtak. He has a total 22 years teaching experience, out of which 19 years in PG teaching and research. He has filed one Indian patent and published a book on nanoparticle for drug delivery on anti-cancer agents. He also published by Lab Lambert Academic Publishing House in Germany. He has published a total 22 book chapters in various books published from Huma Press, that's Springer Science in New York, American Scientific Publishers in USA, University of Serbia, Europe, Nova Science Publishers, USA, and Apple Academic Press and CRC Press of Trader Francosis. He has published a total 265 publications in various international and national journals of repute and have H index of 25th. He has been awarded research project of worth of 1.2 crore from AICT, UGC, Haryana DST as principal investigator, including co-PI in UGC as MP. Dr. Dureja has been awarded Young Pharmacy Teacher of the Year of 2014 by Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, Haryana State Branch. He has been awarded the Best Paper Award, that is Professor M.L. Khurana Memorial Prize Award 2005 during 58th IPC at Mumbai for the publication in Indian Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences. He has been also awarded for Dr. D.L. Nikur Award for Best Article published in 2018 in Indian Journal of Pharmaceutical Regulation and Research during 24th APTI National Convention on which has happened on 11th October 2019. He has guided 60 PG scholars and 10 PhD students, and 10 research scholars are presently working under him, under his guidance for their doctoral work. He has also presented papers in various national and international seminars, workshops. He is acting as referee of reviews of manuscript in various international journals. He has worked as chairman Scientific Services Committee, that is LOC, during 69th IPC at Chitkara University, Rajpura. He has also delivered more than 160 invited lectures in various conferences, seminars, and symposia. So, with this, a very short introduction of Professor Dr. Harish Dureja sir, I would like to request, sir, please, you may share your knowledge among us, and we'll be highly blessed to listen to you. Over to you, sir. Sir, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you and good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Just confirm whether my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Your entire screen is visible. We can see your desktop.
Yeah, now presentation is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Avijit, for the nice introduction. So today's topic has been taken based on your theme, that is artificial intelligence in healthcare. Before I go ahead, I must acknowledge my sincere thanks to the Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, the Pharmacy Institute, Dr. Abhijit Majumdar, the Director of the Pharmacy, Dr. Rupa Majumdar, the Dean of the Pharmacy Institution, and Dr. Monica for giving me this opportunity for discussing these aspects with you. As a topic has been taken, that is artificial intelligence, and we are witnessing the day by day improvements, changes in into our life, that how artificial intelligence is working. As we are seeing that we can play any game against the computer. We can ask our mobile phones, our music system to stop with our single voice, and we are just witnessing the self-driving cars coming from Tesla in the market. So all these automations include some of the systems. The brain behind is AI, the artificial intelligence. A long ago it was started that AI can do the miracles. Then the time has come that investment cost to this AI is too much and we must stop this project in between. After a span of 20 years, again it was felt that yes, this is a system in which a computer, a robot, or a software can think as well as act like a human being. So this system is simulating your intelligence by the means of your machines. The programming has been made into this system that it will going to think like human beings and then mimic some actions. There might be some lacunas, there might be some shortcomings, there might be some system to be come out in the coming future that we'll discuss in this presentation. The fathers of the field, named as Minsky and McCarthy, they told that any task which is performed by a human being can easily simulated by a computer program or by a human being. A human had to apply the intelligence to accomplish that task. A human may going to be tired after a span of the time. We can listen, we can deliver the lecture for a particular period of the time, but a computer can do it for the long period of the times. The aim of this artificial intelligence is to emulate the human behavior. Like I just told, that if a human cannot stay, human cannot work a, for a long period of time, it can definitely work. When we need the automation by reducing the human efforts and mainly the eliminating the human errors, this artificial intelligence will do the miracles. If we look into the behavior associated with human intelligence, either that is the aspect of planning, learning, reasoning, presentation of the knowledge, any perception, motion, solving any problem, as well as the manipulations. All these intelligence done by human being can easily mimicked by the artificial intelligence. Nowadays, the level of artificial intelligence is much more into these aspects. Work is under progress with the creativity of the mind as well as the social intelligence, which we might witness in the coming future. Two basic ideal characteristics is worth mentioning for the artificial intelligence. They are its ability to rationalize and actions that might have the best chance of achieving a specific goal. We have the different types of AI based on the ability. We have the narrow one, general one, as well as the super one. Based on its functions, we have the reactive machines, we have the limited memory, the theory of mind, and self-awareness. The theory of mind and self-awareness are projected to be in future, but remaining all are working nowadays. We take the example of narrow AI, which is also named as weak artificial intelligence. The video game we are playing, the chess, or the personal assistant like Alexa and in the Amazons, as well as the Siri available with the Apples, they are of the narrow AIs. If we have the self-driving cars or in a hospital rooms, the AI is working by means of a robot, that is the general AI. Super AI is a hypothetical concept. That concept is coming that efficiency and the precision of the work performed by any robot or any such computer machine is much more than the human. And more importantly, human can make a mistake, the computer will not make a mistake. That is a hypothetical concept. Work is going on, the future will tell its outcomes. When it comes to the reactive machines, that is the functions of the artificial intelligence that is based on the observations. They are not going to form the memory. They learn from the past experience, like we had a supercomputer IBM's that is just playing. Deep Blue is the another example. We had some memory that make observation of a period time and judge the situations, like the human beings do. They make the observations, they judge the situations, and then they respond. That is coming as the self-driving cars that need a short-term memory that reacts to the signs, observe the speed and path of the other vehicles which are around your vehicle. As I told, the theory of mind, self-awareness, just the future plannings, and this might be working like the super AI. How other people react to us, then what to respond, that is the part where theory of mind is working. So this consciousness and the sentiments are still not the part of AI which a human being have. That might be possible in future. We may see such outcomes. If we see the objects, either it is the infrastructure, that is a lighting system in your room, temperature system in your room. If you see the robots they are working, the devices you have, and the gateway channels by which you are making the payments, they all are AI powered objects. The voice, the gesture, the face, they can be the powered interfaces. If you see the mobile phone of the young generation, you will find they are locked by their face, that is the biometrics. Where see the previous generation, you might have seen any of them have a password. And if we should go to the previous generation, you will find there is a no passcode, no such mechanism on their mobile phones. If we look into the security of anything, if we look into the energy conservation, if you look into the customer experience you might have gone through, the purchasing using online apps, that is the customer experience where the artificial intelligence has entered in your daily life. We have to see how this AI is working in your profession, that is the pharmacy or the health. If you are processing a loan, if you are going to make a credit card, the processing is happening by means of a score, and that is generated by the artificial intelligence. If you are using a software like Cogito, AI is working. If you are taking a virtual assistant in your mobile phones or into your laptops, these virtual assistants are like Amazon Alexa, Apple says, as well as the recommendation you are getting daily on your mobile phone. So, like a day, you search anything on your mobile. Next day, you will find the recommendation from your AI based mobile system that this is recommended for your search. I'll take a detailed example of the same in the coming slides. More importantly, which is coming to our daily routine, all might have witnessed that you are using your email account. All of a sudden, you find that there are a few mails went to the spam or the junk folders. How comes that? AI is working behind that. He can find out which are the more important mails you are looking into the daily needs and whichever you left behind, they automatically went to the spam filters. I given you the examples. The Alexa says the Google Assistant. More than 90% of the smartphone user these ones. By their voice, they can command their mobile. Say call so and so. Give me the path from this place to that place. Email and the messaging services filtrations. All that is AI based. Credit card system we discuss. The Amazon, the Flipkart, whatsoever they are providing you a tailor-made experience that is based on this artificial intelligence. Either you take any video game, either you take any virtual assistant, either you make any chatbots, your Netflix, your YouTube, as well as the recent marketed product in the automobile that is the made by the Tesla. I'm taking here few routine examples what we have went into to basically understand what AI is doing. This name say is the personal assistant offered by the Apple in iPhone and the iPads. It is an iconic example of machine learning. We'll discuss in detail how this machine learning is associated with our artificial intelligence. It can understand any natural language. It can understand any question and the request made by us, by our voice, and give you the answers. So you want to go for any directions, you want to search any information, you want to send a message, make a video call, open any application, add any event to your calendar without typing it, without commanding it, just saying by your voice, they're going to record. The best automobile available till date. So this is a self-driving, having predictive capabilities and the latest technological innovations that is coming with Tesla. Few more companies are working towards this to make the AI-powered vehicles. A speech recognition software. I think so most of us are using it. They can identify the emotions in our speech, the tone I am using, by the volume which I am saying, and for which word I am stressing upon. That is taking a database of million of the voice calls and that analyze the human voice, and then you provide the guidance how to react to that voice. And I think so this is the example everybody here in this webinar must be aware of the Netflix because it is the most widely used. Based on your reaction, based on your interest, based on your choices and the behavior, it is giving you the recommendations. DNA of the music named as Pandora. It is recommending the track song records for the songs that would never get noticed despite the people likeness. So they can analyze the song. Next, the most famous and successful artificial intelligence startup. And you can imagine that Google acquired this in 2014 for $3.2 billion. It basically a learning thermostat and that utilizes the behavior algorithms and that saves the energy based on your behavior and the schedule. Like if you are living in a room, the temperature you like, it will note it. It will program itself that whenever you go out of the room, the lighting system, energy saving system, the temperature system can be managed. So it will automatically turning off the energy systems, and whenever you are coming in, it will automatically make you available, and it uses a Bluetooth energy system. This company, the box saver, has been made to enhance the experience in the travel industry. It will convey you the micro moments whenever you left your home to for any of the destination. It will make all things available to the person concerned so that that has the best experience into their journey. So new ways, new memorable journeys, and the customer engagement is the main driver. You might have seen these drones into some of your functions. These are working as a shipping products. They are going to translate the environment into a 3D model. They have the sensors, they have video cameras, which use for the position of these drones. So in general, you might have seen into the messages function where they may be used for video recording or even the news reporting or the delivery of the product. One another launch by Amazon, that is the Echo, working some of the same factors which we had discussed, but that have something composition of scheduling your appointment, shopping for you, controlling the light, thermostat, answering your questions, reporting the traffic, weather, as well as other schedule which otherwise services are working. I'm giving you example that I search the Bhagavad Gita in English version on any website like Amazon and the Flipkart. Then I go to recommendation from my mobile phone that what are the other versions available. Same time I took the mobile of my brother, what he's showing, that is not showing the Bhagavad Gita, that is showing the t-shirts of the various brands. So by this example, we can conclude that your interaction with the various websites provides you the product recommendation that is none other than artificial intelligence. Same way, you can find your password as a facial recognitions. Only you can be able to unlock your phone, no one can use it. One trial was made by a robot having the sensors and the cameras for social distancing into the COVID time at Singapore. This artificial intelligence is a component of the machine learning. This machine learning is the deep learning which may be supervised, unsupervised, or the semi-supervised. I'm not going to much depth into what are the different elements of AI, but the neural network with the visions, the robotic speech interpretation, expert system, these all are the AI systems. So AI is making the programs having the ability to learn and the reason like humans. Where the machine learning is making the algorithms with the ability to learn without being programmed. And deep learning is the subset of the machine learning, in which artificial neural network, the ANN, adapt and learn from vast amount of the data. We take some example of the supervised learning, like whenever we were in the childhood, we were given the inputs. We were trained enough to identify some fruits, like this is a grape, this is banana, and so and so. And by this training, then the question was asked to us whether we can predict or the same. This is the supervised learning. Sometime we might have given some such fruit which we have not seen. That is the unsupervised learning by which we can make the model. And Quite often, coming to such an age, we have been given for the programming like reinforcement learning. We have been given the environment for this our action and then the observation and the utility we had to develop. Coming to the main theme of the talk, how in healthcare this AI work. Nowadays, even we have seen the last 2 years struggling the man with COVID-19. Challenging situation was to develop the new drugs, the new vaccines, which can be able to fight this disease. How we are going to tackle the disease, how we are going to adhere with the drugs, how we can take the sense of clinical data. We are making a large amount of clinical data. You have seen that there may be some emergency use of the vaccines having some small clinical data. But what is the sense of that is AI is giving our this benefit. Finding the correct patients for the clinical trials. This is a challenging for research in clinical trials, but AI can be helped. Moreover, surgery is made by the robots. Dispensing is made by the robots, and pharmaceutical manufacturing is also done by the robotic based on the AI. A question might have coming to all the listeners that if a robot is doing all the things, what man will do? So this will be answered in the last part of this presentation, that what are the advantages and limitations of this AI with the human beings. If we are a drug maker, we are a research scientist, if we are working with APIs, we can go for the making a new drug by means of this artificial intelligence. If I am a physician, what the clinical decision is going to support, AI can give the advantage. Even nowadays, you might have seen the persons suffering from any disease, they firstly Google it, getting some informations, but at that time is not far off when they will give you the type of the treatment you can take, but the physician choice or the physician prescription will means a lot. We cannot do as such at their own. If you're working as a radiologist, what are the images? Can you map them? Yes, AI can map them the responses and give you the alternate diagnostics help that can be done. If you're a patient, it can give you the advice what is the lifestyle you have to change to come out the disease. If you are a laboratory, you make the SOP validations, you can use the AIs. So all such features we have either in the form of unstructured data, either we have in the form of any omics data, all can be applied by the AI and you can be get benefit as into the healthcare team. This AI can simply change the lives of the patient, like the attention they need, the time they need, and they can even help the doctors, even help the hospital administration to check the patient input summary as well as its other functions, other functions of the patient with the fraction of the cost. How we can discover the genetic code, how we can make the powerful surgical robots, and the efficiency of a hospital can even be improved by this artificial intelligence. If you go back in 2007, the first robot which was made, that was Adam, and that was searching functions of the East. And it was found that this robot has predicted 9 new and accurate hypotheses. Another robot was made, name was given Eve, that discovered the triclosan, that this component is basically used in toothpaste, very common ingredient, and found that this triclosan can used against malaria-based parasites. So this robotic research is working with developing the new medicines. Novartis is working here for creating new and improved treatments that can using the compounds which can be used for drug discovery. So to the screen up any drug, it can be speed up by the mechanism of this AI. And we can explore the functions or the advantages of the untested compounds. Another company named Verge Genomics that is making the work with automated data gathering and finding the solutions of the disease like Alzheimer. So this is they are discovering, they map out the 100 of the genes responsible for this disease and then finding the drugs which can target these diseases at once. So these are basically designs for neurological diseases and can predict the new treatments. While there's advantage to cost reduction for this drug development. Mission Therapeutics, they are working towards with treatment for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease by the device. So they are finding the potential treatment so that they can enable them to degrade of the toxic proteins and prevent their accumulations. Helix from the HealNet that increase the production in the disease drug discovery. So reducing the time, cost, and the risk associated. So whatsoever the existing drugs are available, they are going to repurpose them for curing the different ear disease. Tencent Holdings, they are partnered with Medopad and they are making smartphone apps. So into this case, the basic feature of this app is we can monitor the patient through a remote, or the patient is at home and the doctor is in the clinic. From the clinic, he can monitor the patient and even conduct a motor function test of the patient. So into this, they have the camera. So smartphone camera captures the patient movement to determine severity of the system. It is going to monitor how the patient is going to open and close their hands. And even the drug dose can be set by the doctor at the distance place. If the patient is going to change the treatment program or that needs the changing, AI will raise an alert to notify their doctor and arrange a checkup if that is required. So if the patient is not admitted in the hospital, patient is at home only, it can even be controlled so many functions. The cost of traveling of the patient to hospital and back can be monitored by this. Merck is working towards identification of pulmonary hypertension. The Bayer and the Merck company, they are making a devices which are approved by the FDA, and they can detect certain patterns faster for identifies these clinical decision making of chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertensions. So this is going to analyze the image findings from cardiac, lung perfusion, and the pulmonary vessels. So early diagnosis of the patient is possible. Better treatment and the better patient outcomes are to be there. Another company named Cyclica, they partnered with Bayer and they made a software named Ligand Expressy to discover the drug which are faster, cheaper, and the safer. They can even determine the drug effects on the different and new targets. They produces a visual output how the drug and protein interact. They produce the best solution, understand the side effects, and determine the new use of existing drug. AI Cure, that is using a mobile SAS platform that is basically a image recognition algorithm. So whether the patient is taking a pill, this mobile phone, this smart app can make a video of the same. And that I record it, that patient has taken the right drug. So right patient, right pill, that is the motive of this AI cure technology. Sometimes a patient forget to take the drug, and that will make a remembers to patient that this may be taken. National University of Singapore, that is using a platform Curate AI, that is used to treat the patient with advanced cancer and completely halting the disease progression. So the optimal dose of each drug, which can result in durable response. Even drug dosing can be modified, increase the efficiency and safety of the treatment is a major aspect of this treatment. Automated cancer diagnosis, working by the AstraZeneca with Ali Health, that is finding the patient and keeping them on the correct medicines. This app has the system to have improved ambulance pickup and smart cancer diagnosis. So new innovations into this drug is make a quicker and reduced cost. Autism is one of the disease where the children are going to be screened. So researcher at the Duke University had developed an app, and that can screen the children for autism. So the data generated by the patients, they can directly through iPhones and iPads may result in elimination of control groups in clinical trial phases. Coming to some another aspects, that some companies and their product where they are working is in the healthcare, that path AI working with the cancer diagnosis, antilytic radiology diagnostic, Jabra Medical Vision, the radiology assistant, Freenome, the early cancer detection are some of the examples. Burge Health, working the products for a disease. If you come into the clinical trials, 50% of the drugs successfully are going to pass the trials. And a company has to pay $161 million to $200 million, $2 billion for any drug. And then it processed for the FDA approval. So now they are using this artificial intelligence to make the success rate in clinical trials. Like the company Atomwise, they are making the neural network named AtomNet so that they can predict the bioactivity and identify the patient characteristics. Even they are working for the clinical trials for the disease like Ebola. Deep Genomics is working with the AI platform with neuromuscular and neurodegenerative diseases. And to target treatment, right patient, right treatment, right time, benevolent AI is working this into the clinical trials. If we come to the hospital inflow, how the patient enter to a hospital, how this has been, his summary has been made, and then he's sent to the physician. After that, he has been recommended or prescribed some medications. So all this flow can be maintained by this AI softwares. Even to check the claims, better patient services for Live, Quintus, Babylon Health, Cloud Medics, they are working for administrative and health record data points, managing the clinical history of the patient, recommending the check-in or face-to-face visit with healthcare professionals are some features of these data. Coming to the mining and management of the medical data, the companies which are using are the Tempus. They are making the data library for personalized health. so that better cure for the cancer is possible. CanCI to for the purpose of hospital risk predictions. And S2O.ai, they are working for the health systems like the IBM Watsons, Google the DeepMind Health, iCarbox. They are working with the digital life and having their areas of work for this mining and management medical data. Other than these AI based inputs for the patients, robots are working for the surgery of the patients. They have the cameras, they have the mechanical arms, they have the surgical instrument, which can help them to augment their experience, skill, and the knowledge, and new kind of surgery can be taken place. Like OIS Health, Equa, Intuitive, Mesa Robotics, Microsure. These are some of the companies which are working towards the robotic surgeries, even to work on the endoscopies, even to work on the tumors, even to improve the surgical operations and having the precise operations. These companies are working towards them and they have their product in the market. When coming to the pharmacy, the dispensing is going to be possible with enhanced efficiency. Within a fraction of a second, the barcode of the prescription is read by the robotic system and they came out with the drug from the rack. The errors are very less. They have been reported only 5 in the 1 lakh prescriptions. If we see into the human errors, there are 1,000 in the 1 lakhs. The chances of medicine theft that can be reduced dramatically by this robotic pharmacy. Reduction in waiting time for the patient, as well as this is screened out, the barcoding prescription is screened out, immediately they are getting the drugs. Germ-free and the secure environment the patient is getting at the place. If we see the stages of any production, manufacturing, labeling, sealing, and the packaging, you will find robots are working there. So higher productivity, increased efficiency are the main workforce for this robotic manufacturing. I initially said some persons might have some question in the mind, is this artificial intelligence is dangerous? Two major dangers that can be thought of, they are the collision of the self-driving cars. Because we are seeing always the car driven by the human beings, and we have another threat to our employment. It has been felt it may be quite possible in the coming days when AI will work, then how this human employment can be on risk. So what are the dangerous points which we have to work upon with AI is that is autonomous weapons, social manipulations, invasion of your privacy and the social grading, misalignment between the goal you given and the how the machine works. And without your information, without your consent, your information has been tracked by the system, by this AI. So we can program any dangerous weapons. There has the high risk coming with this autonomy of AI. Coming to the social manipulations, because the social media is using now autonomous powered algorithms so that effective and targeting marketing take place. By this means, this software came to know who we are, what we like, and they can easily analyze us. Even the user data, your personal information can be manipulated, and even the people can share their personal life on this platform. So it can target the users and spread whatever information this AI can like. Your personal life can be tracked easily. Every move, every daily routine is easily detected. Like we are using our facial algorithms for opening a mobile, they can easily know who you are. And it's worse than invasion of the privacy. So someone keeping a check on your moves is more like social operation. Like your boss can easily get in where you are right now. Another problem that may come that is the misalignment between the codes and machines. Like we have given our automated vehicle to go to the airport. It will definitely use the fastest route. But will that lead to some accidents? Without your information, somebody is tracking your individual and the personal information. Is it possible to use the information against that person? So a company might tell you that you are not insurable based on the number of the times you were caught on camera for driving without a license. So that we are also going to see that we have such information available in India also. Giving you the some benefits, giving you the some question mark statements, we have to thought of. I'm summarizing this talk with the point that as every coin has two sides, same is happening with artificial intelligence. No doubt it is a powerful technology, but it may be misused. So positive development is always the must, and destructive potential should be the minimized. Thank you very much for your kind attention. The house is open for question answer.
Uh, Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful talk. And it's an eye-opening session, what I can say for all of us, because you have covered almost every aspects of AI, including you have touched machine learning, deep learning, all the various drug development, discovery, all the phases. And you also have informed us that we should be careful in using AI and all the new technologies. So, the participants, if you have any question, you can feel free to ask. Either you can type or let me also allow your mic so that you may do one-to-one interaction. Yes, I have allowed the mic option also for the participants. If you have any question or if you want to share anything with our honorable speaker, you are welcome. And meanwhile, sir, I have a question. Can I ask my?
Yes. Sure, sure.
Yeah, sir, actually, if we share all the data, for example, I hope you might also be aware that last year, our Union Health Minister, that time he was, I think, Harshvardhan, he actually introduced one thing called genome patri. He told that each and every people should do their genome sequencing, and we should have a card. In that card, our genome will be there, and for future that genome can be analyzed. If any of the risk is available for any diseases, it can be analyzed by genome scientist. So my question is that if all the people may do their genome sequence, computer scientist or those AI specialists or the data scientist, if they may analyze that yes, certain percentage people having such kind of problems, such kind of future risk like cancer or related risk. So the life insurance company or the health insurance companies, if they may get the data, then again they will start targeting those people because they are aware in future these people having risk of cancer. What is your opinion, sir, on this regard?
Yeah, you are absolutely right, Dr. Abhijit. And there may be some certain issues into this data. Like if your this such data is available and you are searching for the spouse, like you are in the verge of the marriage time, Then if the another people came to know your this sequence, you may not find the it's a good partner.
Right, sir.
And secondly, whatsoever the point you is that even you are going to the bank for such loans and other aspects, you may not be getting such benefits because they can find out these people may have a certain disease in the coming future. So these are some issues which may be manipulated in this one. And if we are working with such data, if a minor mistake made by the any AI tool, that may lead to so many repercussions in the coming future. Like the genomic sequence is good, but any error has been made by the computer professional. And that errors has occurred that this genome sequence may have the disease, which might not be in coming future. But always the patient has a question mark, the disease may come out. He may even start the treatment. So that is the some issues where we have to look into this AI's functionality and its advantages to us.
Right, sir.
I think so. Dr.
Sir,
Monica has asked one question.
yes,
Can you
yes,
repeat the
yes,
question? Yeah.
yes. He's asking, sir, how AI can help in patient centricity.
Actually, patient whenever that comes to the hospital, the many problem comes. He came to the reception. He get a card. Then he go to the doctor, and then afterwards he is going to be admitted with certain test. So AI is give you the signal to the hospital that such and such patient is coming to you, and that will reach to you within a fraction of minutes. So by the time the patient will reach there, they will automatically their card will generate it, and then they will send to the physician. Physician will write the test, and the patient will directly send to the testing laboratory. So this all will be done by the AI within a fraction of seconds rather than the waiting time. Now, whenever you visit in India to any of the physician, you might have the waiting time from 1 to 2 hours. And if enough need immediate attention, you cannot get into it because that is the basic problems happening. But if AI will work, they will make the sense to the hospital whenever you start from the your house to that say any such hospital. So all function will be done. And like the claim they are settling. Now it is again taking the time. You come to the reception, you give your card, then they will read out, they will ask the company, they will confirm it. Then they said, yes, you can claim such amount. But by this way, whenever you start from your home, you will put your card by the AI and the hospital will get by your insurance. It is a medical insurance and your treatment will start within fraction of second whenever you use to the hospital. So this AI, these companies are working on such models. Even I have seen personally into the even COVID time that whenever patient is coming for the discharge, it takes more than 6 to 8 hours for the discharge. But by this AI powered technology, the discharge is made possible within a fraction of minutes. So that the advantage we can see the companies, I have gone through some literature of these companies why they are looking for, and I'm trying my level best to get into this research in the coming time of year.
Great, sir. We wish the best for that.
Thank you, Abhijit. Yeah.
Sir,
And
Vishnu
yeah.
Prashad sir is actually asking, dear sir, did you think this can be used in future because single error in AI system can cause threat to patient life?
Yes, as we know that any drug to be tested by means of a clinical trials, similar manner all programs are tested for accuracy and specificity. Even we see nowadays we are working the mathematical modeling into our drug discovery as well as in silico ADME modeling. See, we can see that some of the model has 100% accuracy, some of the model has 90%, specificity may be less. So these all to be tested and trusted softwares. So you can say billion of dollars has been spent on the AI, and in the last 50 years, the outcomes is not as the money spent by us. So the times the future will told this is a future technology, and we are hoping so. In my personal opinion, basically, that this technology will overcome all the drawbacks and will be part and parcel of your life. Because initially you see into my presentation, I taken this specific simple example of the life where AI has entered without any informing or without any information to you. You're not
Yes.
knowing that you are using a AI powered tool, even it is an email, even it is a smartphone. So same is will be happening into the patient life, how that will happen and that will enter, that will give the outcomes.
Right, sir. Sir, you also have mentioned about benevolent AI and who recently, I think, got approval for clinical trial of for one COVID drug also.
Yes. So there is one another question from Sanjita Das that
Yes.
how AI can be applied for EMF radiation alert by mobile phones. Yes, some companies are working towards this. Either that is not the part and parcel of this presentation, but I have seen that some companies are working into this area and they will tell us the alert that how the radiations are going to affect the human being which are using this mobile phone. So that app will, you will find that app and you have to download into the same and they will inform you.
Right. So, what is your opinion on Sophia, that robot? Recently, she already got the citizenship of Saudi Arabia. Recently, news was that she's interested to become mother. What do you think, sir? Robots are changing and they are behaving like humans. So, what are our Homo sapiens is in going to in endanger situation? Are you gonna extinct like dinosaurs?
Basically they are super AIs and still they are not in picture. They have planning for the same, that will take the time, but if that time has come, I think so the human existence will be question marked. So a human has to think that how much program he has to make. Like in the some of the movies, it has been shown that how a boat is working, how it has been planned. The same destruction and the same advantage we have to look into, and according to that we have planned. Like in the COVID time, we have seen that the cleaning of the house that has been made possible by the robot whenever you cannot touch a person. So we cannot say in the future scenario, say after 50 or the 100 years, what is going to be possible, how this can work for the mankind in the benefit way rather than the destructive way.
Right, sir. Dear
So
participants, if you have,
there's a
yes,
one
sir.
question that how AI can be implicated for pharmacy pollution. I could not get what pharmacy pollution here means. If the Dr. Sangeeta Das can open the mic and just give the insight
Yes.
what here the pharmacy pollution means.
Good afternoon, sir. Actually,
Good
pharmacy pollution, I mean to say that the main impurities or the antibiotics are thrown by the patients into dustbin or likewise without using or after expiry date they are throwing. And is there any software so that it can be used to limit this?
Dr. Sangeeta, as I know that Abhijit, please mute some of the mics because there is a noise there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. It is fine, sir.
So, Dr. Das, basically, nowadays, as a human being, we are knowing that being even pharmacist, not to throw the expired medicines, transfer to such and such container. But how human beings are working towards that? I think so. Hats off to our Prime Minister who worked over this cleanliness drive, and that has changed the scenario. We as a pharmacist, we as a team to work toward this, and because pharmacists can understand is it this problem, they must come forward to make such softwares how to get rid of such pharmacy pollution, that is how to get rid of such expired medicines, used devices, because nowadays in the coming time you will see there is a use of medical devices, basically the combination devices, drug with the medicine or with the device. You will find that treatment in the future. So you have to look into that how to dispose of the unused or the used material in that case. So definitely there needs the time, and AI can definitely help us How that comes, I think so. I'm not in a position to look into this aspect. And like Dr. Das has pointed out this issue, and like such scientists may work upon it, how to get rid of such with the help of a computer scientist.
Right, sir. Dear participants, if you have any more question, you are feel free to ask. I think somebody has asked one. Okay, Dr. Sanjay Das ma'am is saying yes, sir. No problem. Thank you, sir. She is showing her gratitude for you.
So, shall I say something, Abhijit?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please, you may.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting my invitation. So,
Same here, Monica. Thanks to you for inviting me.
I'm meeting after a long time. It's really a pleasure to meet you at this moment. So you are always updated with the scenario. At that moment when I was doing, I will like to say to my dear participants that I was an MCOM student and he was my one of the guide who was at that moment was working on design of experiments, and it was really I learned a lot from him to be updated with time and learn new things. Learning never ends, so I always try to understand and always try to learn from each and everyone, even my students too, that and I always like to accept the change just because of sir only, that I have seen that sir always remain updated with the time. So today, sir, that is today also I want to say that you gave a wonderful presentation and lots of examples which you have covered today. That really sorry. Lots of examples related to pharma industries also you have covered up. Definitely, as my objective of this FDP was that I want to develop some kind of a patient centricity in our research work. Most of our students are working for the research, but we have to keep patient at the center whenever we do any kind of research. So that one thing I would like to ask, how we can change that mindset of our students that they must work for the patients.
Monica, the coming future is the AI only. In a span of 10 years, only AI will work. AI will motivate the candidates to work on that part. And if we have the mentors here into this, say, webinar, we have the students here into the webinar or the research scholars, they can get into this. The coming future is pharmacy with AI only, nothing else than that. If you can work
Yes.
upon, my one of the student is working upon the AI regulations of the AI based devices or the softwares. How the pharma companies, how the pharma regulatories are going to regulate those apps. Apps are made by the computer for your smartphone, whether they will controlled by CDSCU, USFDA, European Union, and like that. So we are working towards into this arena because so lastly, thank you very much to Director Sir, Madam Rupa Majumdar, the Dean of Pharmacy, and Dr. Monica, Dr. Abhijit for nicely coordinating the session. Thank you to all.
Thank you so
Sir,
much,
we
sir.
are
Thanks
highly
a lot.
blessed to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much
So much.
for being with us.
Thank you, madam.
It was a great time with you, sir. We are so blessed to learn a lot of things from you. I hope all the participants got lots of insights. And as our maximum participants are from that is teaching fraternities, so they will also teach their students about all the latest updates in our field of design and AI. So I don't think we have more on any other questions. So, ma'am, can we conclude the session?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's session. Tomorrow, we have a same time. We'll have a two different segments. In the morning session, there will be two lecture. In afternoon, there will be another lecture. So thank you all of you for joining. We shall meet on tomorrow morning. Thank you.